Hi, this is Blaine Kelly from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm doing a trumpet mouthpiece review. Today, the rare and elusive TurboBore mouthpiece. So cool, it comes in a really cool container. And this gives you a little hint of what might be in store for you. TurboBore itself, this particular one is designed in the shape of a megatone. You can actually get it in a number of different styles. This particular one is a 3C, and the reason I have this mouthpiece, as it was made, as you saw from the pictures, by Romeo Adaci, and the length of the mouthpiece itself is a 3.45, which was actually the same length as this Bach that I have here. So not a big difference, no difference at all. When it came to the outer diameter of the rim itself, it's 1.07 inches. The inner diameter turns out to be 0.70, which I think is pretty big. The rim width itself, we measured at 0.21. When it comes to the feel of this mouthpiece and the inner cup itself, I think it's between a C and a B. I normally play cups that are C or D, and this one seems to me to be just a little bit deeper than a normal C cup itself. Inner diameter on the shank is going to be a 0.32, and I don't have all the interesting little pins like Jason Harrelson does, but if I use drill bits, I can actually get this 9/64 in. It doesn't really jiggle around. A 5/32 sticks. I don't have anything between that. So the rim itself has a little bit of roundness to it. I think it's more comfortable than a Bach, but I don't find it as comfortable for my chops as a Yamaha. But what is the most interesting, are you ready? It's in there. The reason that this has the name TurboBore is that this mouthpiece on the inside of the throat has riflings. So like the barrel of a gun, or if you remember the light beer from Miller Vortex bottle that had a spinning shape to it that way. The concept when you play is that the air, instead of just blowing out, is actually spinning and is going to be more efficient. Whether it really is or not, I don't know. I have no way to measure that. Does the mouthpiece play nicely? I think it plays very nicely, and I'll just give a quick demo in just a moment or two. It's still possible to find these either used, or there's actually a store in Germany called Geiger Music, and they still have some in different sizes. So if you're intrigued, you can get them in silver, all silver, or this one has the brushed area in the middle. You can get them in gold, either polished or brushed, and obviously those are going to be more expensive. But Geiger, G-E-I-G-E-R, Geiger Music in Germany is one place you can get them. There's another company called Brand, B-R-A-N-D, Brand Music, and own the TurboBore name at this point. But those mouthpieces are made out of plastic. That's why every good mouthpiece safari has a start, although I don't know that it ever has an end, unless you have a Harrelson 5mm. I think this mouthpiece would be great if you want to do something more orchestral or symphonic. It's just big if you're used to a 3C. Not a great mouthpiece for lead work or anything like that. But nice, full Bold sound, easy to play, focused, but at the same time it has a broadness to it in the tonal quality to me, and very, very pleasant. So there you have it. It's the Romeo Adaci TurboBore 3C mouthpiece. Play it if you can find one. So the last element of week 10 Trumpet Challenge Mouthpiece Review, Jason asked us to talk about how the 5mm modular mouthpiece made by Harrelson Trumpets would take your playing to the next level. And I think it's pretty easy to see when you consider it. I mean, this mouthpiece that I've reviewed today is similar to what I normally play in the 3C family, but it's still a compromise. In this case, I went with a mouthpiece with a bigger cup to get a broader and larger, more symphonic sound, but then it gave up range. So, so many trumpet players, we might play one mouthpiece and just think, well, this is the one that's the closest fit or the best for me in this particular scenario. And you're kind of stuck with that. Okay, well, I can go buy a slightly different model, but the rim is, pretty much always the same. If you buy a Bach, it's a Bach rim, unless you go with a wider rim that they make that W option. The drill is pretty much the same unless, you drill it out yourself, which I know some players have done that. But wow, with the 5mm modular mouthpiece system, you can just change the cup, or you can change the throat, or the backbore. And how amazing is that? Even something like the Warburton, which has got two pieces, or a different mouthpiece system that has a screw rim, and all of a sudden, well, I've got that option. Now to be able to change every element of the mouthpiece, it's mind-blowing to me. I think one of the greatest beauties in life is the fact that everybody has gifts and talents. You're a different mix, you're a collection of different attributes that make you unique and special. And of course, I think that's why each of us prefers a different mouthpiece, because everything feels different. So not everybody's going to have the same. So with the 5mm, I can customize every element of that to make it a better playing mouthpiece for me. If I need to go into a different type of playing circumstance and I need a little more edge, or I need a little bit more warmth or whatever, then boom, I can do that. And I'm pretty geeked to have the opportunity to do that. So thank you, Jason, for developing this system. And the experimentation is going to be a fun part. But at the same time, I also know that it's going to take my playing to a higher level and really greater pleasure, greater enjoyment in playing. And I think everybody would want to have that, and I'm certainly looking forward to it. So that's it for this week. Trumpet Challenge Week number 10, Mouthpiece Review.